Hello everyone, welcome back to War of Dots. In today's video, I will be showing you guys a map editor guide. Yes, I've been meaning to do one of these for a long time now. Now this map editor guide will show you a lot of things. I think it's important for a lot of people to see this video because I think knowing how to use the map editor is really cool, and there's a lot of cool stuff that you can do with it. Also, thank you guys for getting me to 400 subscribers. I'm so thankful, guys. I don't know what to say. Also, I got a trick up my sleeve. I know you may be wondering what I'm talking about, but there's a new way to make maps in War of Dots, and you don't do them in War of Dots, but that's for later in the video. For now, I'm going to show you guys a quick guide. So, if you want to make a map, you have to go to your profile, obviously. Alright, so here's a quick map editor guide. Over here, you can see buttons. Now I know what you may be wondering. What do these buttons mean? Well, each corresponding button has a terrain type. So for example, this right here, this is plains. This right here, this is forest. This is beach. This is hills. This right here is ice, mud, water, river / ocean, and like mountain peaks, or I guess I use these as blockades since no troop can pass here. So if you want to use these, make sure you don't put them everywhere because then your troops literally can't move. Over here you have the eraser tool. You can just delete everything. But what is this 10 over here? And also, how do I delete everything really fast? Because I don't want to keep doing this. Well, with the up arrows, with the up and down arrow key, you can move the brush size, the paint size. For example, if I have 1, and you can zoom in with the scroll wheel. If I do 1, you can see it's just like so tiny, and then if I go up, it's bigger. So if I want to delete like all of this really fast, I have to go up. Yeah, I think that should be fine. And you can see I went up and now everything's gone. But what happens if I have something hidden right here, or want to, like, I don't know, paint something behind these numbers? Well, you press spacebar and you can see there's some hidden things that I forgot about. What you want to do when you're building maps is you don't want to mix too many of these. I'll put up on screen the stats of each terrain, because some of you guys might be wondering, okay, why shouldn't I make the whole map like blue? Like, right? Why shouldn't I make the whole map blue? And that's because the troops will all just drown. There's a lot of, like, techniques you can do with this. Let me just quickly build a map. Again, there's something that I want to show you guys later, but for now I'm only giving you guys the basics. So, you don't need to know color theory or whatever to make maps. Alright. And let's say we want to make a few forests on the map. Don't turn everything into a forest. I'll give you the rundown of what like each terrain type does to the troop. Let's say we want some hills now. Hills kind of just like make the troops slower and weaker, but they do add a lot of contrast on the map. Alright, and now let's actually do some high mountains. Now, troops cannot pass through these. So I'm actually going to have to pull up this thing right here that you're seeing on the screen. This shows what every terrain does. By the way, if you click this arrow here and here, you can change to troops instead of building on terrain. So we have here troops. We have blue troops. We have red troops. You can play as these guys. There's purple and orange. You cannot play as these. And this right here, this button, turns the troops into tanks. So they're either infantry troops or tank troops. Alright, back to the terrain. Generally speaking, the tanks are slower than the normal infantry troops, but do more damage. That's literally how every war game works. But in a forest, the infantry troop, this one, in a forest, stays completely the same, stats-wise. Completely the same. If you move a tank here, you'll notice something. I keep removing the tank. You'll notice something. The tank is twice as slow and does twice as less damage. It's basically the same as a normal infantry troop. That's why you don't want to move your tanks into these foresty locations. You want to move them outside. You don't want debuffs. So are infantry troops just better than tanks in forest? Well, yeah. But for example, on sand, tanks don't have any downsides in sand, which I think that's a little weird. Here, the infantry troops are not twice as bad, but they are like times 1.5 as worse. The infantry troops are about 50% worse than usual on desert or sand. Hills, however, affect every troop type, and it just makes every troop type slower and weaker, so it's generally just a debuff. So yeah, it's snow, not ice, sorry, but my mistakes. But yeah, snow is just like worse than normal hills. Now, the biggest debuff, or I guess the third biggest, a big debuff is mud. It's basically 4 times as worse, and if you're actually going through mud, you'll notice how horrible it is to go through mud. It is really slow, painful, and your troops do almost no damage. What's worse than mud is literally just straight up in the ocean. That's worse. That's way worse. Your troop as a tank does 0.02 damage. And that is, yeah, don't put them in the water. Don't let them sit on rivers because they take damage. Oh yeah, bridge in cities. This and this, they have the same stats. They're literally the exact same as the hills. The cities, fighting in a city is the exact same as fighting in a hill. The only difference is that tanks are slightly faster. Okay, you did build the map, but many people want to play the map, and that's why you put down troops. Alright. Now you want to put like equal amounts of troops. Space out, like you want to give out some of these to some of these. You want to make it pretty balanced. But obviously, you're not done yet. Then you have to add a capital city. So let's add this for this and this for this. So, map complete. Then you want to press escape. Yes. Go back to your profile picture. Go to the editing button. Heart your map. You always gotta heart it. Then play. Then go to the right, custom map AI. And now, you can play your map. So let's say, okay, I'm red team. Make sure not to move troops through here. To the make sure not to move tanks through the forest. But anyways, we won. So for those who stuck around, or for those who skip forward, you can be either or. But making maps like this, while it is cool, let me show you again. While it is cool, there is a better way to do it. There's a lot that you may be like, okay, but what if I want to, for example, overlay something here? What if I want my brush sizes to, you know, what if I want to make them big, faster, instead of having to spam the up arrow key? What if, and there's a lot more. There's a lot more. So I'm going to show you guys something that a fan for this game made. You can find this on itch.io. However, I won't be leaving any links down below. The reason why is because YouTube really does not like it if you leave a link down below. Alright, and once you have done all the steps, I know it's a little bit sketchy, but this is for those who want to take their map editing skills to, I guess, the next level, if there is a next level. I know a lot of creators in War of Dots that use this, and I like using this more because of the overlay feature. But okay, look, we have save over here. You can save the map directly, yes, directly, as a PNG. So you don't even have to go into game files and look for the map and copy and paste it. This is so much easier. You can load the map. What map do I want to add in? I want to add City of Metz because, you know what, I'm adding City of Metz because it's in the thumbnail. Here it is, City of Metz. Air made this map, and all I could say is, wow, beautiful. It's just so beautiful. Let's say I do this. Now, if you do this in War of Dots, in the map editor, built-in map editor, you'd be cooked. And when I say cooked, I mean cooked. There's nothing you can do. You have to rebuild everything from scratch. However, there's Control Z, Control Y. You can go back and forth. You can go, look, I'm going back to the map. There's Control Z in this. So even if you like make a tiny mistake, you don't have to redo it again. You just Control Z. And now the reason why many people use this is because of the overlay. You know what, since I used it in the thumbnail, let's say I want to add Syria Civil War in here. Well, multi-layer overlay, I can move this around, right? I can opacity, I can set this to 100, I can set this to 16. Also, scale. I can make the scale bigger and smaller. The overlay is just such a useful feature, and there's a toggle button. You know, maybe I should learn how to use it. Grid size, undo history, the Z button, Control Z, and there's autosave. Yes, autosave, meaning if I exit out of the map now, I'm going to have an autosave. Over here in the right, you can see the terrain types, the right color, and their name. Now it doesn't say what they do, but it's a map editor. It's not supposed to do more. There's also over here with B you have brush, with F you have fill. The filling in this game, it's a little bad. I don't know why you would want a rectangle, but it's here. It's here. There's also a line. Anyhow, the one thing that I don't like about this map editor, I know I'm glazing it a lot. The one thing I don't like about this is you can't, like, So yeah, the process of getting this app, I don't know, is it an exe? It is an exe file, but anyways, the process of getting this is kind of tedious, and the problem I have is people to this day, yes, to this day, even though I made a video and another video, not about it, but like explaining it at the beginning of the intro, I've 2 times separately already made a video on how to add custom maps in. It is not a difficult process. It is a really, really simple process. I've shown it multiple times, and people still to this day comment, how do you do it? How do you do it? Something isn't working for me. If you add planes and you add kind of like pathways, then if your troops follow these pathways, then they will be faster. Now the only map so far to have like actually used this to the advantage is the Syria map. Right here it is. This is the only map that I know of to have used this. Like, you know, sand makes you slow, but you know, there's pathways here that make you faster. And to show you guys you can do so much with this, I mean, this is just like, it's just so instant. So to show you guys how cool I think this is, I'm going to build a map. But, however, I know, before you click off, I'm going to try a new style. I haven't tried cities, like making a city war. I've only done like countries and like continental wars. I've not tried like making like a war in a city. I need everyone like if you've made it this far into the video, you enjoy my content obviously, and I appreciate that. I really do. And I don't need you to subscribe, but I would be so happy. It sounds like I'm guilt tripping people. No, but seriously, I really want to make more content for this. I think I'm quite happy and quite satisfied with this map. What are we going to name this city? Well, I'm gonna call this map Battle of the Wits. Is that how you type wits? Alright. Map complete. You know what? Let's go play, guys. I'm actually kind of happy. Enter second, and that should be GG's, because that's really far away. And they've taken double the amount of casualties. That should be it. And it is. Well, that was a cool map. I'm going to send this map to the Discord server. Let's see how many upvotes I get. And yeah, if you enjoyed this video, leave a like and subscribe. And as always, I will see you guys in the next video. And thank you guys for the support. Goodbye.